I'm Brittany, and in this video I want to talk about Capricorn Ascendant or Capricorn Rising. So what is the rising or the ascendant sign? It is the sign rising on the east at the time that you're born, and you need the time that you're born to know your ascendant. If you don't know the time you're born, you'll just be guessing which one it is. And it shows how the world sees you, how you see the world, your basic approach to life, your physical appearance, and just kind of your outlook on life and how you go about getting things done and whatnot. And Martin Schulman calls it your karmic doorway, meaning it's the doorway in which the rest of your chart and planets can flow out and be expressed. Okay, so this video is about Capricorn Rising. So Capricorn Rising, I didn't want to make this video for a long time because it's a very serious one and they're very hard to read, and actually I don't know too many of this rising sign. But it's a lifetime. You're born with a sense of responsibility. You're born with a sense of duty. Saturn conjunct the ascendant or Capricorn rising it's almost like you're born sort of not wanting to be born. It could have been a difficult birth. The soul was reluctant to be born. You get to this final moment of being born and you think, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. This is going to be a hard one. So I would say that no younger soul would be born with Capricorn rising. This is an old soul. This is someone that's chosen this life to go through some struggles and hardship in order to spiritually evolve or just become stronger in themselves. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn in the birth chart really shows a lot about this person and which house it's in. It'll show a huge area of focus and responsibility and possibly karma, if you believe in that sort of thing. So what do they look like? They look sturdy, okay? Something about Capricorn rising, you look like you could just like jump on their back or something and they would be able to hold you, or they look stable. They look like they have their shit together. They look like they can handle anything that you ask them to do, and they can probably handle it better than you, or that's what it looks like. As far as the face, I feel like their face is kind of more like a box shape. Like Capricorn is usually kind of like boxy or like sturdy looking. That's how I don't know, that's how I describe it. They look serious. They look like there's some shit going on inside and they don't want to tell you about it though. And they can be shorter too. This isn't usually a tall rising sign. Something was beeping. I don't know what it was. Sorry. Okay. What else about Capricorn rising? So, yeah, the life usually has a lot of struggles, and they're born into their family, and they might feel like they're responsible for all their family, like they owe them something. There's a lot of guilt with this placement, and it's guilt that's not really, doesn't have a place to go. They just kind of feel guilty for a lot of things that aren't really their fault. So they're born with this sense of they want to help. They need to do everything, otherwise it's not going to get done, or like everybody around them is helpless and they need to take on everything, and they come into life with this attitude like, okay, I'm here to work, like I'll do everything, I'll make sure that it's all done, and just because everybody else is so helpless and I am needed here. But this is not really how they feel. They feel insecure about themselves and their own worth, so they feel like they always need to be doing something and accomplishing something, otherwise they're not good. Like this one really has self-worth issues pretty deep down. Things will get lighter after the first Saturn return at 27, 28 or whatever. That's when they'll lighten up on themselves a little bit, but the childhood is usually hard, and they don't feel like they belong in their family. They feel responsible for either one or both of the parents, like they have to actually parent them, or they just feel like totally unrelated to the family at all. There's usually some type of family hardship with this one. And even if there isn't a family hardship, there's something about the family that they don't feel totally loved. They feel rejected at a very young age, like they don't really belong with this family. And it's because okay, another thing that they feel is they feel like they have some high destiny to fulfill, like they have some purpose, and they are very serious about this from a young age, that they have this. And this is very true. They come with a purpose. They didn't come here just to play and have fun. They came here to learn a lot of lessons, and ultimately become like this rock and be like a pillar of strength to other people that are going through difficult things, because they've been through a lot. So Capricorn rising, that means that Cancer is on the 7th house cusp, so they tend to attract partners who are emotionally fucked, or have had a really difficult childhood themselves, and they're kind of helpless, so they need Capricorn rising to kind of direct their life. They can attract people with a lot of like mother issues or emotional problems, or they can attract a very like caring, emotional, compassionate type of person, but usually it's someone that needs a little bit of help, and that will give them self-worth, helping this person. Okay. What else? So, and then Capricorn is rising, so the sign that is in or around their 12th house is Sagittarius. And the 12th house is that part of us that's very unconscious to us, and we have a sense something is there, we don't really know quite what it is. So with Capricorn rising, we have Sagittarius on the 12th house. Oh, and the 12th house is also when you're alone. So when Capricorn rising person can get alone and be with themselves and meditate, they can actually they're very spiritual people, and they could have had a past life as some type of spiritual master that had to go through a lot of disciplines, like, or one of those like monks that had to like do long hours of just connecting with God and whatever. And so when Capricorn rising person gets alone, they can really connect with this actually optimistic part of themselves, this part of themselves that's pretty funny, and that can see life's dark side in a humorous way. But it can be hard for them to show this side to others, and they might never be able to show this side to others, the side that's actually funny and sees the light in things. But they can really connect with it when they're alone, or when they're in meditation, or when they're traveling. Traveling can be super healing for these people, to really get away from their duties and responsibilities, which their whole life is characterized by all these duties that they take on. And so having a nice trip every once in a while away from everything that they're responsible for will really help them connect back with that optimism that is deep within them. They do have it. And it's what gets them through this life, is that optimism that's unconscious, because Sagittarius is on the 12th house. So yeah, that's it for now that I'll say about Capricorn rising. That one is a hard one for me to talk about. I don't know as many people with that, but I do have a couple close people that have it, and they're hard to read. These people are hard to read, and you know what? They can be very judging of themselves and of other people too, because they're judging of themselves. Usually when someone is very hard on themselves, they can be hard on others. So Capricorn rising, my advice to you is to just work on loving yourself. Read some Louise Hay books about loving yourself, and do some meditations on it, and love yourself, and your whole life will change, because you'll let go of some of that heavy weight that you've had since childhood, and you can just be light and happy and have fun, and also travel and do some type of funny thing. Watch a funny movie once in a while. Just get away from your sense of duty and love yourself. And I mean, that could go for anyone, but especially with this serious rising sign like Capricorn, you need to make time for funny stuff and for play and just loving yourself. Okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.